That shit was rough.
Oh, yeah?
Give it up for Liam Sparley!
Well, let's give it up for Post Malone for educating us on the Matrix. Thank you. Yeah, so when I realized that Ed Sheeran, of all people, was famous, after realizing what he looked like, it kind of all made sense, you know? I mean, we have all these people on TikTok fucking just being like, oh, look at me! Just everywhere in Walmart hopping on top of shit. Like, just because Ed Sheeran's ugly as fuck doesn't mean that your talentless ass making a vine is gonna get you anywhere. I mean, it makes sense, but I just don't get it, you know? But I just lost my paper. Yeah, so I realized that Target is like the devil's playground of America. Because every time I go there, just something really weird happens to me. I have people leaving my set, which makes me feel terrible. This is just probably worse than, yeah, this is terrible. Just kidding. We got Seal Man, yeah. So every time I go to Target, like I walked in there and I was checking out, and it smelled, my body was like, what you're smelling right now is a dead body. And I immediately just vomited, right? Because it was just a reaction. And nobody else seemed to have noticed the smell, or even the fact that I vomited. But, I mean, whatever. And I go there another time, and I see this lady checking out at the checkout stand, but the one thing that's a little peculiar is the fact that it has a big black sign on it that just says closed. And she's putting all her bags in all her shit in a bag. And I'm watching her, and there's no employees, there's nothing. And I'm just staring at her, and I realize, what do you do when you're in the devil's playground? You know, in Target, you play God. So I walk up to her, nobody else is noticing her stealing all this shit. And I said, I see what you're doing. And I dip around the corner so she can't see me, because she's looking for employees and shit. And she's like, looking around, like leaving all suspicious and shit. And I was pretty happy to play God for a moment. But probably the best moment that's happened to me since I've been going to Target was the other day. And I just have to read from a text because there's documentation. But this guy and his girlfriend came up to me while we were at Target, and they were like, oh, where'd you get those Nikes? And like, how much of a dumbass do you have to be to be like, oh, in 2021, where'd you get those brand name shoes? Like, we can print shoes, bitch. What the fuck are you asking? So, we keep talking, and it seems so desperate. I've never met anybody in my life that's just like, so desperate to just talk to me at Target. Like, clearly they didn't have enough human interaction during this fucking quarantine. So we're talking, and then they're like, well, maybe we should exchange phone numbers. So my girlfriend tells the dude, like, hey, give me your number, right? And he's like, well, maybe I should give me his number, and then you can get her number. And I gave him a fake number, because this shit's way too weird. And my girlfriend gets the real number, and she gets a text that says, hey, this is Natalie. It was really nice to meet you guys. I hope you have a good night. Because this shit was just too suspect, I thought I should send something a little better in response. So I said, oh my God, your husband was so hot. And this is my girlfriend. So is this a swingers thing? If not, my friend's looking for a dental job. And I saw that. And yeah, I just thought that was really weird, you know, because I was just trying to fuck his wife, you know? And he was just trying to he was like, oh, you're from Park City? You must be rich. And it's like, I grew up with all the Mexicans cleaning all the rich people's houses. Like, I don't know what you think of me. But that's my time. Thank you.